want to start the show by letting everybody know that if you watch this video for 120 seconds, magically, a link to the fight is going to appear right here where my finger is at. And all you got to do is watch this video for 1 minute, 20 seconds. You magically get a link to the fight. You get to watch the fights. Do what you got to do. 120 seconds. Check my sound because I really don't give a fuck if you heard me. I also want to start the show by saying, Dallas Ellis, if you came, you hating bitch. If you came to watch my fucking video, go fuck yourself, you pussy motherfucker. Anyway, let's jump into a UFC 263. It's all about the office. Michael Scott's a fucking king. Paul Craig versus Jamal Hill will kick off the main card, I believe. I could easily see either that fight or the Damien Maia Bill Muhammad fight being replaced by Lauren Murphy taking on Joanne Calderwood. But as of this morning, it's not how it was. So I'm going to read the fights, how they go. Jamal Hill coming in minus 300 favorite. 8-0-1. His 1-0 contest was his last fight, which was a TKO win over Gleison Abreu, which was overturned because he tested positive for marijuana. He's 2-0-1 in the UFC. He's got a decision win over Darko Stosic and a TKO win over Owen St. Preux. He's blue belt in jiu-jitsu going against Paul Craig, who's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. 14-4-1 is his record, 6-4-1 in the UFC. He has a draw with Shogun in 2019. He's 2-0 since then with a submission win over Gatsmarad Antigulov and a TKO over Shogun in his most recent one, I believe. 12 out of 14 of his wins via submission. 3 out of 4 of his losses via knockout. Jamal Hill is going to have range on him. He's going to have height on him. The size going to Jamal Hill. So the striking, obviously, going to fall into Jamal Hill's favor. I think Jamal Hill comes out with a knockout in that one. Damien Maia taking on Bill Muhammad. Muhammad, great wrestler, normally a kryptonite to great jiu-jitsu players, which Damien Maia is. Damien Maia's last fight, he lost via TKO to Gilbert Burns. That was March 2020, over a year ago. He's 28-10 overall record, 14 wins by submission. Never been submitted in his career. He's got top wins over Ben Askren, Layman Good, George Masvidal, Carlos Condit, 2016, Carlos Condit, and then 2016, Matt Brown. Bill Muhammad's 18-3-1. His last fight was a no contest because he got poked in the eye by Leon Edwards and could not continue. Before that, he was on a 4-fight winning streak with decision wins over Curtis Melander, Layman Good, Diego Lima, and a submission win over Takashi Sato. 13 of his wins via decision, and he has never been submitted in his career. Like I said, normally great wrestling is a kryptonite to great jiu-jitsu, and Bill Muhammad has great wrestling, never been submitted in his career. I don't think that changes with Damien Maia, and I think if they're standing, Bill Muhammad has a great chance of knocking out Damien Maia. If not, he's got great cardio, and a decision likely favors Bill Muhammad, so I'm going to go with Muhammad there on that one too. Leon Edwards, Nate Diaz. Now, Diaz is coming in this thing plus 300 underdog. I think you guys must have fucking forgot who Nate Diaz was and what kind of fighting style Leon Edwards has. 18-3-1 is Edwards. Never been finished in his career. 10-2-1 in the UFC. He's only losing fights to Kamaru Usman and Claudio Silva, both by decision. Before the Bill Muhammad fight, he was on an 8-fight winning streak. Rafael dos Anjos, Gunnar Nelson, and Donald Cowboy Cerrone being the biggest names of that win streak. Diaz 20-12, 11 submission, 5 knockout wins. Only been submitted once in his career. That was in 2006. He lost his last fight to Masvidal in November 2019. And prior to that, he beat Anthony Pettis in his return after the McGregor fight. Diaz is a scrapper, man. Diaz got great jiu-jitsu. He's great on the ground. Leon Edwards is kind of a point fighter. He kind of wants to counter-strike you. He kind of he'll keep it standing. He'll take you down. He'll use his wrestling if he's got a lot better grappling. But it kind of just depends. He kind of just point fights. I like to call fighters point fighters, where they figure a path to victory and they just do that thing over and over and over and over and over again to where they win by points. Diaz has great cardio, so I don't see cardio being an issue to Diaz. And I think that's how Leon Edwards would want to win that fight, is just outwork him, outlast him. And I don't think that's going to happen with Nate Diaz. So I think plus 300 is a little crazy. And honestly, I might try to find a way to put some money on that, because you could win some decent money with plus 300. And Diaz has got a great chance to win that fight. And if I'm going to bet, I'm going to put it now. I'm going to not wait for the line to get so close. Co-main event's going to be Davidson Fierro taking on Brandon Moreno in a rematch from their first fight, which was a draw in December of 2020. A draw in a title fight means that the champion keeps his belt, so Figueiredo's coming in as the title holder. 20-1. 1-1. Figueiredo's only loss was a decision to José Formiga in 2019. He's 5-1 since then. He beat Joseph Benavidez twice, Alex Perez, Tim Elliott, and Alejandro Pantoja. Moreno's 18-5-2 prior to that last fight with Figueiredo. He's on a 3-fight winning streak with decisions over Kai Kara France and José Formiga, and then a knockout over Brandon Moreno. What was I at? It's going to be a good fight. I mean, it was a good fight the first time. I think Figueiredo won the first time. I think it was a lot less close than people made it out to be. I don't think a draw was fair there at all. Moreno's got skills, got good takedowns, great jiu-jitsu, good hands. He's going to be coming in longer than Figueiredo. Figueiredo's got that power, though, man. I think if there's going to be a finish, it's going to be Davidson Figueiredo. So I'm going to go that pick also. Main event, Israel Adesanya, Marvin Vettori. This fight already happened once. Vettori lost that fight. Since he lost that fight, he's got decision wins over Cesar Ferreira, Andrew Sanchez, Jack Hermanson, and Kevin Holland, and a submission win over Carl Robinson in that time. He's going to be giving up a 4-inch height advantage over Adesanya, or under Adesanya, I guess. Adesanya has 20-1 overall record, lost his last fight, 205 title fight against Han Blachowicz. He now defends his middleweight title for the third time. He beat Yoel Romero by decision and then knocked out Paulo Costa. 15-20 his wins via knockout. Never been knocked out in his career. He's going against Vettori, who's a great wrestler, showing that he has power in his hands, showing that he has great cardio. Adesanya's shown all those things, and he's shown that he knows how to game plan and win fights recently in a very exciting fashion. So I'm really excited for this fight. I'm not normally excited for Adesanya fights, but I think this is going to be a good one, and I got Adesanya in that fight. Drew Dober will be taking on Brad Riddle in the prelims. We got a little bit of a change on the prelims. Frank Camacho fell out of his fight with Matt Favola. Matt Favola will now fight Terrence McKinney, who I've been watching for a while. I've seen since he beat Bobby McIntyre way back in the day on Front Street Fights, like 80-something or some shit like that. Eric Anders is going to be taking on Darren Stewart. Should be a good one. Lauren Murphy, Joanne Calderwood, like I said, could be moved to the main event. Movsar Evloev versus Hakeem Dawodu. Penne Kizarad against Alexis Davis. Chase Hooper is going to be returning against Steven Peterson. Let's see if he got that striking in line. Faraz Ziem is going to take on Luigi Verandini. And then Carlos Felipe will be fighting Jake Collier. So a bunch of good fights coming on this weekend. Most excited for the Nate Diaz one, without a doubt. We're going to take a little sneak peek at what is next. A little bit. It is Korean Zombie versus Ige. Alexei Olenek, Sergey Spivak. It's going to be a good card, too. Nice little fight night card. Matt Brown, Diego Lima, Rick Glenn, Joaquim Silva, Chaos Williams versus Matthew Smellsberger. It's actually a really good card. So can't wait for that one. And till then, we're going to see you guys next time. I know I always have trouble with the signing off. I can't find a way to end the stream, so I always like to end it like this.